Good morning to all of you. On behalf of State Government of Andhra Pradesh, I welcome those who are from outside Hyderabad to this historic city of Hyderabad. There are three high-density traffic corridors. Initially, we have taken up 72 kilometers. Route number one, those who are not familiar with Hyderabad, I'll show the map. It's Miapur to LB Nagar, about 29 kilometers, 27 stations. Not looking at this project as an isolated project. We are trying to give intermodal integration, be it main rail. There are three main rail stations in Hyderabad. There Secunderabad railway station, Hyderabad, that's Nampally railway station, and Begumpet railway station. All the three major railway stations were given connectivity. There is going to be passenger interchange between these stations. There was earlier MMTS. I was incidentally the project director of this MMTS. It's an interesting experiment. We slightly modified the existing Indian rail system to suit the urban requirement and created a low-cost, excellent solution, and it is extremely popular, MMTS. So this is at 6 locations we are able to integrate MMTS stations and the metro rail stations, and all the major bus depots of the city we are integrating. We will straight away give landing facilities onto the platforms of the main rail stations, MMTS stations, and the bus depots. We have also identified, see, we have 66 stations at 63 locations. At all these stations, how many colonies are there on the right side of the station and how many colonies are there on the left side of the station? Roughly within a perimeter of about say 4 to 5 kilometers, you can call it a traffic catchment area. You please have a look at our website. We have indicated how these are. There is going to be a continuous merry-go-round bus movement, feeder bus movement. These are feeder buses. This concept I have taken from freight rail operations, where the freight train never stops. Actually, it keeps on moving from the pithead, coal head to the power station. Okay, the same concept. Actually, the feeder buses, they will be of different sizes. There will be big buses, there will be 20-seater buses, there will be small, even now a lot of things are coming in, battery operated, then non-polluting vehicles, small autos kind of a thing, modification we can make. Actually, see, we are in dialogue with several international agencies and even other modes of transport, including bicycles, etc. Or we are going to introduce, actually, this merry-go-round buses will be there. As I mentioned, it's not a simple metro. It is an urban redesign and rejuvenation concept. Actually, how world over they have learnt lessons, we'll be explaining those things. What I call it, this is Transit Plus. Actually, when I make this presentation in international seminars, they say that, oh, metro can be made use of, kind of a thing. And they're completely amazed actually by the kind of concepts which we are introducing in Hyderabad Metro. This is what we call it Transit Plus. This is something more than transit. Non-motorized transport, especially the facilities which we are going to create for reducing the carbon footprint or the pollution levels in Hyderabad city is an important component. Non-motorized last mile connectivity is always important. I am pretty sure that metro alone will not solve the city's traffic problems. You have to have intermodal integration. You have to have basically last mile connectivity. From the moment you step out of your house, actually see again the place of destination, complete end-to-end transportation solution shall be available, then only the city's traffic problems will be solved. This is what we are aiming at, and including street furniture, etc. A lot of concepts we are introducing as a part of this project. It's going to be eco-friendly stations, very interesting. When compared to underground systems, elevated systems, when compared to road systems, rail systems are 5 times energy efficient. Only 20% of the energy requirement of road vehicles will be for the rail vehicles, actually. Again, when compared to underground systems, elevated systems are highly energy efficient because there is no air conditioning, etc., etc. So there is no ventilation. Further, for an elevated station, if you are able to eliminate, I give this example of DLR. Last week I was in London, actually. Dockland Rail, it's nothing but an elevated bus stop, actually. In such a cold country, absolutely nothing, no frills whatsoever. They have built that kind of a station. These kind of experiments all over the world are happening. That's how you reduce the consumption of vehicles. And also people ask me, actually, how do you make a mass transit system a financially successful system? Because nowhere in the world a mass transit system is made financially viable other than 4. Out of 200 metros in the world, only 4 are making money. They're Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Taipei. How they're able to make money is an interesting thing. That's what we try to introduce here in Hyderabad. There you will have to substantially bring down the costs and increase the revenues through different sources. Same concept we are using. So our stations are going to be no frill, non-air conditioned, beautiful stations, eco-friendly, stations with natural ventilation, etc. That's how you reduce the carbon footprint.